I obviously think that the new council should pick the new city manager.
Palm Coast City Council member Teresa Pontieri explaining her opinion that the next Palm Coast City Council should hire a new city manager. And now that's exactly what City Council has decided to do. At yesterday's meeting, Vice Mayor Ed Danko, who will be stepping down as he seeks a county commission seat, was the initial advocate for Pontieri's view.
I certainly won't be here. Mr. Kloufas won't be here. Ms. Hyder will. Mr. Mayor, hopefully you'll be here. We don't know what elections will bring, but I really do think that if Ms. Pontieri's here, if you're here, if Ms. Hyder's here, and there's two new council people, I really think you folks should be making that decision.
Councilman Nick Kloufas, who is also running for a county commission seat, stood alone among council members in dissenting.
Although we are not under pressure to appoint a new city manager before our terms end, I believe we should fulfill our responsibilities now instead of deferring this important decision to the next electoral cycle. If our search isn't successful, I'm confident that the newly elected officials will competently handle their new selection. However, I don't want to waste the valuable experience I've gained over my 8 years here in office, and it should be put to good use ensuring a smooth transition. I think right now it's really a critical time that we have experience up here. No offense to the newly elected officials out of the candidates. They don't have much historical political background. And if a city manager doesn't come to fruition out of that search, then that's okay too.
However, the current city council will hire a search firm, with Mayor David Alfin expressing his opinion on who should get the job.
If city council wants to have a consensus that we would have HR lock in SGR as the search firm, understanding that the timeline is not going to be shortened. If anything, it'll be elongated, and that the final decision on a city manager is likely to come in the early term of post-election.
As of right now, Lauren Johnston is the acting city manager of Palm Coast. Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Wednesday, May 15th. Last weekend was a busy one for the Flagler County Sheriff's Office. This is Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley with the Weekend Roundup.
Over the weekend, deputies made 25 arrests, handled 601 calls for service, and made 141 traffic stops. Some of the highlights of the arrests, another successful story for See Something, Say Something. When a resident called 911 center early in the morning when the motion alert on his security camera went off, he was able to use live 911 and provide a photo of the suspect. Deputies found the suspect who had been trying to burglarize cars in the neighborhood and arrested him. This is the same subject that we arrested in June 2023 for 3 counts of burglary of vehicles, loitering and prowling, and giving false names, which he did again. He served 134 days in jail on those offenses. Now it's time for him to go to prison. And finally, through proactive patrols, Master Deputy Gaddy observed a suspicious vehicle at a closed business. Upon investigation, determined that both occupants had illegal narcotics. In fact, the driver had 5.55 grams of fentanyl, or enough to kill 2,775 people. Both took a visit to the Green Roof Inn.
My name is Bill Clark, and I'm running for County Commissioner, District 3, and I am a Put First America Republican.
Our look at the Flagler County Commission District 3 candidates continues.
I decided to run because I'm concerned about the direction Flagler County is moving with its large developments and the oversight process to ensure responsible and sustainable growth.
Bill Clark lived in the Orlando area back in the 80s and moved to Flagler Beach in 2010. He says he'll curb out-of-control development.
Before deciding to run, I spent time talking with Flagler County residents, and the number one concern I kept hearing over and over was that they felt there was a lack of due diligence and oversight on the amount of developments being approved.
If elected, Clark says he'll work to protect what we all love about Flagler County.
Preserve and protect our natural landscapes, wetlands, estuaries, and beaches, and our legacy trees, and push select cutting to preserve our canopy. Encourage new developments to put aside open space areas to preserve part of the ecosystem. Require density and infrastructure impact studies before developments are approved. Facilitate county and private land purchases and perpetual easements. Implement a coastal management plan and explore grant money. Support our police and first responders.
Clark has also vowed not to raise taxes. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Daryl Moody.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.